Okay, we are live. All right. All right. So everyone, welcome to day one of our workshop after party. And during the after party, we have some really amazing guests that get to come on and share their experience. Jeffrey is on. Hello. Fly You Fools here. Interesting name. I like it. You'll have to tell me more. Sierra is here. And we have a beautiful guest here on today, Valerie Demont from Switzerland. And we are connected. We got connected originally through Substack. And Valerie is a one-on-one client of Smoking Hot Books. And today is really all about sharing Valerie and putting Valerie's story in the spotlight and how she originally came up, her business, what she's writing about, what her book is about, and ultimately her vision for her book and how we got connected and how she has experienced a lot of great wins really through. I've seen her grow. I've seen her message get stronger. Really lovely to see that. So without further ado, this is Valerie. So Valerie, introduce yourself and tell us about you and your brand.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, Renee. Hi, everybody. I'm from Switzerland, and I'm a business coach, conscious business coach, and healer for spiritual entrepreneur and conscious entrepreneur as well. Because as you know, we all have some wounds to heal to be fully us. So I have some talents that I can use with those guys and my clients. I wrote a whole book in French and then translated by my own in English because, I don't know how I'm going to talk about a book if I don't translate it by my own and have it translated by someone else, especially since, of course, obviously, English is not my mother tongue. I'm here. I met you on Substack last year, and I was not ready with the English market and the English book. And then by magic, you come here back in September, I think. And I remember I said, oh, I have this kind of approach, very ego and Leo because I'm a Leo, and I was like, oh, I'm a former marketer. I know what to do. I don't need you, And after 1 week with you, it was, I guess, free master classes or something like that. I was, okay, I don't know anything about Amazon and I don't know anything about the English market. So I cannot do it by myself. It was really, really great to meet you.
Totally. And likewise, Valerie, you have been I've loved working with you. You have also been, in client relationships, it's keywords relationships, we're both learning from each other. We're both drawing on each other's energy and just love working with you. So you have a book that's coming out in March called Being is the New Doing. And tell us more about this book. And, you mentioned how when, you're a healer for conscious entrepreneurs, and give us the premise of what is this common problem that your clients come to you with? And, what is the solution, I would say, that you help them achieve? And Megan says, good morning from Golden, British Columbia, Canada. Hello, Megan. Good morning. But Valerie, walk us through, your journey and how did you write this book? And by the way, you translated this book from French to English on your own. I mean, no easy. Oh my gosh, just kudos. Walk us through Being is a New Doing and how you help entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So, okay. First of all, so my clients are small business owners or solopreneurs. They have businesses, in building bridges or products, gift, end of your products, or I don't know, they are hiking guides the biggest one have almost 10 employees and the smallest one is solo. Why they come to me? there are several reasons. One could be I became a mother and I don't know how to manage my company anymore because it's not my baby. I have a true baby. So, and
Yeah.
I don't want to motherhood my employee anymore because I'm a true mother. So I help them to refine what it means to be a leader, owner, and a founder of company, and what it means. And as well, from time to time, the mother role as well, redefine. Because, in the classic society, we have mother, we have entrepreneurs, but woman entrepreneur being a mother is something very hybrid,
Mm-hmm.
and women struggle a lot with that, and I had struggled a lot as well. So yeah, first thing. The other one is they are trapped in their hamster wheels, running like a chicken without a head, doing stuff in
Mm-hmm.
early in the morning until 10 o'clock in the evening, Saturday and Sunday too,
Oh.
and they can't do it anymore. They reach the limit of their body and mental health. They feel anxiety, or yeah, they are really exhausted, and but they have the feeling that if they release the pressure, everything will collapse and they will have no more company to manage because they have big shoulders and they are used to do everything. Even if they have a lot of employees, if they have many employees, sometimes they even do the work instead of their employees just to keep them satisfied.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, and others are around 50, and I don't know why 50 seems to be like 40 or 30, a turning point,
Oh,
and
yeah. Yeah.
they want they want yeah, more sense, more purpose, more freedom, more, yeah, they want to live. Actually, they don't want to work, they want to live. And because
Mm.
they have the feeling that their life is shortening, becomes, yeah, they have obviously lived the half of their life. So yeah,
Yeah. It's on their
time
mind.
regressing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they want to, at one point, they thought they can sell their company. But who wants to buy a company where the boss is doing everything, has no freedom, is exhausted? And even if there is a 7 K, income, it doesn't mean it's successful because they have to focus on margin and freedom and customer loyalty, employee loyalty, etc., etc. And so I help all of them, whatever the issue is, come back inside, come back in your heart, intuition, soul. Why are you here? What do you crave for? What do you aim for? And how can we adjust your life, your rhythm, that to something that will support you instead of draining you? And
Right.
then from time to time, the one that wanted to sell his company doesn't want anymore because he loves
He
his
doesn't do it.
company now, and
Oh, good.
so he's more motivated, and he gained energy, and yeah, so it's not
Beautiful.
an emergency anymore to sell his company to be able to live. So yeah, so I
Beautiful. Beautiful.
basically I give them permission and I facilitate how they can access to this inner peace, inner safety, inner capital, and inner governance to
Mm.
to feel better, to have a better life.
Mhm. Mhm. For sure. Yeah, you speak a lot on inner governance.
Yeah.
Love that term. Love that term. Because even when, over the past few years, I've noticed even an internal shift within myself, even just past year, Because like you saw that blog post I wrote, Valerie, where I was just like hustling, trying to get this business off the ground, and at a certain point, you have to re- release that and just get back to yourself, this inner sovereignty, inner governance. And that is what being is the new doing is all about, right? Like helping
Yes.
someone who is on the hamster wheel of their business, market, sell, deliver, market, sell, deliver. Just when does this end? And when do I get to live? Is it somewhere in the future? And you're saying to us, stop doing. Like the doing is the thing that got you in the trouble in the first place. Get back to being.
Yes.
And tell us more about what, for a lot of entrepreneurs, I remember when I heard that term, like being, like, what on earth are you talking about? So walk us through, like, what does being even mean? Especially when I know I have to do things in my business, but what do you mean by being?
Yes, of course. So it
Yeah.
started a long time ago because I'm a former marketer and a social media consultant. And at one
Mhm.
point, I don't know, 10 years ago or 12 years ago, social media was not anymore mainly about networking and people connection and relationship. It turned to advertisement, pay to be seen, and so on. And at that point, I felt like, okay, if we really want to build true relationship, because we know we do business with human, we don't do business with computer, AI, or even a company. We do business with human. And so at that point, I was telling my clients, if you find a way to speak with your heart, it will be true, it will be authentic, and you will be recognized and seen. And that's the start of building true relationship and deep, long, and sustainable or loyal relationship. And at that time, I really spoke about the heart, the intelligence of the heart, the energy, emotion, frequency, and so on. And then
Mhm.
I realized that if we keep doing, pushing, pressuring ourselves, even if we think we are speaking from our heart, we still are exhausted at the end of the day. And then, so I tried several morning routines, like 1 hour routine to start my day from my heart. And then 2 hours later, I was completely, freaked out and, yeah, still rushing because I'm a
Mhm.
doer. I was built, and I don't know if you are into astrology, but almost all my planets are in fire sign. So I'm a doer, and I'm an energetic woman. So,
Mhm.
I energize people. So it's great.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, if I don't take care of my energy, I'm exhausted. So, back to being
Mhm.
mean that I'm able to act from this, place of safety, serenity, call it alignment if you want, but here inside my body is very peaceful. I feel calm, serene, happy, enjoyed, and so on. And then I can act from that place. But it means that I have found a way to stop my thoughts, stop thinking, stop this, mental loops, to, you know, stop giving a fuck about what I'm thinking now. If I am, all this sabotage stuff and like that. So don't give a fuck about that. Focus
Yeah.
on your heart. Focus on who you are when you are a bestseller author, for example,
Mhm.
or a successful entrepreneur. But what does it mean, being a successful entrepreneur or a bestseller author? What does it mean inside you, not in your head, not in the market, not outer signs of success, your own signs of success. How does it feel inside yourself? And act from that place. And
Mhm.
that is being is the new doing. But for that, we have to completely, deprogram ourselves,
Mm.
put the old software in the trash
Wow.
and find the new one and learn the new one. So create new neuroplasticity paths
Yeah.
to build the new doing.
Right.
So
Wow.
we have to train ourselves. It's muscles. It's like going to the gym.
Yeah. Right. I love that you do that. Yeah, and for your interview when we were talking last time, and you were mentioning how this does require an unusual amount of self-trust. It's
Yes,
not this, and you're talking about how we're moving towards this like new earth where like currently and in the past it was just we're so used to this need for, outside of ourselves, there's this need for external validation and the definition of success as I've sold my business and I can finally retire but you Valerie are bringing about this paradigm. You're a total conduit for the universe of how we are now creating more peace within ourselves, especially as entrepreneurs. And as entrepreneurs, it's almost like we have this responsibility because everything we do, we're serving other people. And if we're coming from a place of frenzy and hamster wheel, like you were saying, it just creates more hamster wheel. And
absolutely. It's
yeah,
exactly like in the plane. You just have to put the mask first on yourself and then
mm,
take care of others.
mm,
How do you want to take care of others if you're constantly freaking out and
mhm,
under
mhm,
anxiety and so
mhm,
on? So, and
mhm.
to go deeper or even more important is that when you take business decisions based on anxiety and fear, they are not sustainable at all because it's always emergency. And so you keep stopping fire. I don't have the exact
Yeah,
word,
yeah. You're
but
putting out fires all the time. Mhm,
absolutely.
mhm,
And you cannot today, okay, we don't need 5-year plans because it's not sustainable anymore because the world keep on changing. But inside yourself, you have to know what you want for you, for your business, and never lose that, you know,
mhm.
whatever happens in the world. And today, what I know what's happening in the United States, it's really crazy, but I saw what happened in Iran or Ukraine or even in Switzerland. Almost 50% of the working people claim they are exhausted. So the world is going crazy. The, you cannot rely on something out of you to feel secure. The only way to be at peace and feel secure is inside yourself.
Mhm.
And so, yes, the book is about that because finding your inner peace, inner safety allows yourself to rely on your inner governance, and your inner governance and capital and personal ecology gives you the power to rely on yourself and feel secure. So it's really an exchange of energy and not a vicious circle, but the other word. It's really
It's
uh,
a it's a nice it's not it's a virtuous cycle.
absolutely, yes. I was looking
Yes.
for the
Yes.
word. And so, yes, so the first chapter of the book is about those foundation. What has built you? On what can you rely on to feel stronger? Because
Mhm.
a lot of stuff from the past are useful, built us, and not everything is to be put in the trash. So we can really rely on past experiences, success, even if it's not exactly what we want today. But we have skills, we have a strength, and a lot of that help us to feel stronger in our legs and be able to stand, to be steady, facing life and what will happen. And the last chapter is really about what's coming next. I think we already talk about that, but I'm really not frightened or anxious about AI and what can or could happen in the future, but we never know. Uh, I try to have faith in humanity and to be positive and so on. But where there is light, there is darkness as well. And so we never know. And the only way to, keep this balance with technology and war and whatever is collapsing or will collapse, because a lot of stuff are probably collapsing in the next years. Let's raise our light to keep the balance, and so develop our humanity, frequency, and so on.
Love it.
So yeah, so this is a process. It's not a book. I haven't written a book that you read from A to Z. It's more like a book you dive into when you don't feel good, or when you feel good, or when you are facing something, and then you come back to it, open it, and when you feel called by it, you come back to this book.
Love it.
Because
Yeah.
it's almost 400 pages, so it's not a romance. It's really a self-help book. So hold the second chapter, liberation. I don't know, there is something like 20 practice to free yourself and release past patterns, and clean your energy and meditate, get back to you, and so on.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. But if you don't want to do that, you go to the bonus and you have your 10-minute fluid kit to start your morning.
Love that. Yeah. So for those watching, Valerie's book it's written for the entrepreneur, you know, solopreneur up to 10 employees, maybe a little more than that, who is on the hamster wheel and knows that there is another way. You feel it all the time. You feel it. You just know, but you just don't see the way forward. You don't know how, and you're afraid that it's all going to collapse. If you take a break and you allow yourself to feel good for just a little bit, you're afraid it's going to collapse. And Valerie's new book, Being is the New Doing, is all about that guide, that manual to become someone that doesn't need necessarily to sell your business just to live. You can have your business and you can go to the golf course, you can swim, go to the swimming pool, you can get your massages. That's what Valerie does on the reg, and you can have that too. So, um, we'll link the landing page for Valerie's book so you can sign up to get a free copy of her book before it goes live. This is great for business owners. This is great for entrepreneurs. And if you are not ready to dive into a 400-page book, um, Valerie has a special offer for y'all, a 10-minute meditation, 10-minute morning routine. And it's all about getting back into your inner governance, inner sovereignty, her fluid living kit. And we'll link it down below as well so that you can just 10 minutes a day get back to that place, go to the spiritual gym, as Valerie's talking about, and feel better and start living. But it doesn't start somewhere in the future. It starts now. So Valerie, let's walk us back to because I love how you mentioned that you're a marketer, and yeah, there's many different kinds of marketing, and you specialize in social media and email, which is amazing. Social media mostly, right?
Yeah. All digital marketing, but because Switzerland is a very small country, so you can not only be specialized in social media or in content
Okay.
or in funnels, because 90% of companies are small business, so they need
Okay.
someone who knows
Okay.
everything. But it's I almost haven't done any marketing for over the last 5 years or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Depending what needs
That's
my
great.
clients, I can give them advice. But the marketers are not good at doing their own marketing.
No, we're terrible at it. We'll tell you how to do your marketing, but when it comes to our own, we're just yeah, so because yeah, you I remember we sort of connected we did connect last year, and you attended the workshop in September, and you had an epiphany about how you seem to learn a lot, which is amazing. That's great feedback for us, and like how we're
Yeah,
sharing this message to get in front of people. Like, yeah, so walk us through that journey of like when you realized that there was a method, and that you learned that this method was worth taking a chance on, or yeah,
yeah,
walk us through that.
yeah. If I remember well, you have a week of free master classes or something like that, and
Right.
already after the first one, I felt, she has something with this method. And you
Mhm.
said something like, your book, you are not working for your book, but your book will work for you.
Mhm.
And I realized that's exactly what I want. And I had the chance to have this book launch in French. And, um, I did the minimum to launch it, because I knew from the beginning that I really want to focus on the English market. So, doing the minimum, okay, it's great. I've sold, I don't know, 100 copies or something like that. But yeah, no, obviously it's not worth the work to
Mhm.
sell only 100 copies. So I already knew that if I want really, because I really want the world to change, and this book can help people to change. And it's okay. I can have fun writing because I love writing and I prefer writing than doing all this marketing stuff. But there's no point to write a book and have nobody reading it. And my mission really is to help people find this inner power and live at the right place and for the right purpose and happily, because I don't want my son living in this exhausted world and made of pressure and so on. And I really want a better world.
Mhm.
That's why I do some politics here and, but yes, I realized that at that point. And then you talk about, I don't know the exact word, something like a flying machine or
Oh,
wheel or
flywheel. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then
Uh-huh.
say, okay, I want that. I want that. I'm okay to invest, to dedicate time to work on that and to for the success of this book.
Mhm.
And I was raised like with a lot of limiting beliefs about other artists, and so on. You cannot make a living being another, you know. You so I have this belief. I still have it. So now I'm really refocusing on what could it be for me. So how does it sound like, feel like, and I'm
Mm.
so looking forward to be in it. I have the feeling that I'm already successful.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and then you offered me, we had a one-on-one call, and you offered me to be part of the membership. But I'm not good at membership. It's not for me. I hate watching replays and waiting for people to talk and to share their own issues and so on. I hate that. And I absolutely hate to watch videos and find how to do and blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, I want to work with you, but I want to work one-on-one. What can we do? How can we
Right.
do it? And it's great. And, it was really great because the whole, I don't know, first 2 months or 3 months, we had almost, I think, a session a week
Hmm.
together. And it was really great because it helped me to be focused and, motivated and really get to know you, have
Hmm.
built trust and
Likewise.
understand this whole point of doing that. And I have to say that the whole market research, I will never have do that.
Hmm.
But,
Hmm.
you know, I worked in market research as well, long time ago. I know why we have to do it, but I will never have done it by myself. Even in the membership, I will never have done it because I think that I know, you know,
Yeah, of course, of
of
course. Yeah,
course.
yeah. I
But
do
I don't
too.
know.
Yeah.
But I
Hmm.
don't know. And
Hmm.
so yes, you did a great job, and
Thank you.
it really helped me a lot. And still today, when yes, when I have to, I pitch a lot of for podcasts. So just to make the pitch better and find the right word for and needs for the audience of this podcast and so on. It's very, very helpful and I can really rely on it.
That's fantastic. That's really great to hear. Yeah, Valerie, I've just working with you one on one, I've just noticed how I remember there was one session where you were looking through your podcast pitch and you were reading back what we had developed together, and you were saying, I'm a badass. I'm freaking cool. I love what I do. And I was like, that was like the sun on my face, sun on my heart. I was like, if at the very least this process reminds you of what you get to do with this world for this world and how your message is getting out there and how you're helping people and y- we had to clarify that and use, I love that you were really good at giving me all the information, and we clarified and clarified and clarified your message, your positioning, how your and like you were saying, the market research, how your book and your message compares to a lot of the other books that similarly talk about similar things, but how does your book particular stand out? How is it unique? um because I remember when we were doing the market research, we found out there was another book that's titled Being is a New Doing as well.
I know.
And we're like, oh, well, is this okay? Like, what about her book is somewhat different from your book? Like, what is it? And we were able to extract the differences,
Yeah.
and lean on those strengths and lean on that uniqueness, like you were saying. So yeah, and that's kind of the thing is that, like you were saying with market research, it's necessary, but with, a lot of entrepreneurs who feel like they have just so much going on and like doing DIY market research feels like a lot nowadays. And we all rely on like AI nowadays, but to really go into Amazon, really go into conversation with people, you get a lot out of it. So, and I remember also, Valerie, like we were talking about your book title and how you would come in with that your book was titled Being is the New Doing, and I had encouraged you to just, do a little gut check, like go with your market, just double check it. Like, I know you love it. Let's just double check that they love it too. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah, I
and it worked
remember
out.
that point, and I was like, "Oh no, there's no way I'm gonna change the title," and
Luckily, we didn't have to. Yeah.
yes, we and then you said, "Okay, you just have to check the cover and
Yeah.
yeah, suggest different type of cover." And oh no, I don't want to change my cover. And then I end up changing it, and it's even better than the French one.
Oh, okay, good.
So
Okay, good.
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
I didn't I didn't change the title, but the subtitle was,
Mhm.
subtly
Oh, yeah.
rephrased, and it was really
Mhm.
good because it ended up that people love the soul-led business
Uh-huh.
and instead of spiritual. And
Okay.
it was really, really great because it's really that actually inner governance and, is all about finally listening to your soul voice. So, yeah. And yeah, but
Great. Yeah.
and this market research was really great as well when you did yes, some research on Amazon where to which categories to choose and so on. And then I realized, okay, there's an opportunity to be a bestseller. She doesn't lie, actually, because, from time to time when you don't know people and, they will, to sell, they will say, you have the potential of a bestseller and I won't help
Yeah.
you to reach that. And I was,
Mhm.
okay, she said that, okay, and she will have my back until I am and so on. Okay, great.
Mhm. Mhm.
But, well,
Mhm.
and then I realized that, and I was okay. It can be a bestseller. So now, at that
Yes.
point, I freaked out a little bit, and now I can feel it. I can feel it, and just
Okay.
it's just the thing that my English network is so small that I'm still wondering how we will do it, but we will do it.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
that's about being is the new doing. Because
Mhm.
I know. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know and I can feel it and I'm confident. I have faith in myself, in this book, in you, in your process,
Mm.
in Soli as well. And
Mhm.
I can't wait to be there.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you too, Valerie. Yeah, I mean, we've done the work and Valerie, no one I don't if you have worked your ass off. You have
Oh
been
yeah.
pitching to podcasts nonstop. You've been putting yourself out there. You've been recording. You're sharing your message. You do the work. And that's the thing is that, people may have some skepticism about this process and they're like, what's the catch? And like the catch is that you still have to do the work. There's no magic pill to it. Um, yeah. So you still have to put in the work, but we're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall anymore. We're putting our effort into into a process that's been proven to work and it works for a lot of people. It's working for other clients and we have confidence that it works for
Yeah.
yeah, it works for you. It works, okay? And yeah, we're really excited for you, Valerie. I love your energy. You're just like, ah! It's like, yes,
Yes, no,
yeah.
no, I
Mhm.
can't wait. I'm really, yes,
Yeah.
patience is not my talent. So yeah. But yeah, the thing is that, I, because, writing a book is a long process, as everyone knows. And I love that. I love this long-term process. And even here for the pre-launch, I love that it's not short and I don't have to
Mhm.
rush. I have
Yeah.
the time. If one morning, because I do all those podcast speech in the morning, if one morning I don't feel like because I don't know what's happened or it's just my energy or emotion aren't aligned or whatever, because I'm not perfect,
Mhm.
I don't do it, and it's okay. I'm gonna do double the next day or not.
There
It's
you
okay.
go.
And what I have to acknowledge from your work is that you have plenty of solutions.
Mm.
Always, even if I don't feel like, or I don't like this, or blah blah blah, or I'm
Mhm.
freaking out, you have a solution. You are always here, available, and
Oh,
it's
thank
so
you.
great, to be supported like that. It's not only, the expertise in your domain and selling book, it's and your process. It's you. You are here, and yes, you have solution. Oh, don't worry if the arc reader blah 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 doesn't work. It's okay. We've got your back with that, and it's really great because I can be confident.
Oh, good. That's great to hear. Yeah, that's really great to
Yeah.
hear. And I mean, yeah, this confidence wasn't necessarily built overnight too. I've also had to go through my own I've had my freak out moments plenty and in my own book launches I'm like, great, nothing's working here. It's not working here. And having to just figure it all out at the time. And it's really great to hear that that's actually benefiting you now that, oh, yeah, like there are other solutions from experience. Yeah, I learned that there are other solutions. So I'm glad that that's
Yeah.
available for your salary. That's good.
And
That's good. Yeah.
you know what I want to share as well is that
Mhm.
lately I signed up for the launch campaign support.
Yep. Mhm.
And, I was like, oh my God, the total amount is near what I have already paid for previous coaches. And I was not happy with the results. And, it
Mhm.
froze me.
Mhm.
And then I realized that if I were already a bestseller book, I would have not asked myself the question, am I ready to pay for it or not?
Mhm.
It's not
Mhm.
a question about the amount of money. It's a
Mhm.
question about, with this amount of money, I had bad experiences. And I don't
Mhm.
want to spend that amount anymore because I don't know, it's still in my
For sure.
nervous system. So yeah,
Totally.
it's like that.
Yeah.
And then I talk with my husband and share the story. And then I told him, if I were already a bestseller, no question, I will pay.
Mm.
Okay. So I want to be a bestseller. I am in this, I can feel it. So I'm going to pay for
Yes,
it,
you are.
you know?
Yeah. Yes,
And
you are.
so, yes, it's always, this being is always a question of where you are now inside yourself and of course
Mhm.
your head. And
Mhm.
don't give a fuck about what's happening here,
Mhm.
come back
Mhm.
here.
Mm. Mhm.
So, yes. And the thing is that I want a result,
Mhm.
whatever it is for this book. So
Mhm.
I have to give myself the resources, the means to achieve that.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
And not at any price, especially or cost, not at any cost, especially my energy.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so you and your team are going to support me. So I can keep my energy high for the launch part, to be interviewed I don't know what I'm going to do for the launch week, but I'm really thinking about
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll guide you.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot coming up, and part of the process is not overwhelming you at the moment. So, but just wait. We'll guide you through it all. Um. Yeah, Valerie, I really appreciate that. That was very nice of you to say. And I've been there myself as well. I think we've all probably been there. You pay this coach a money and you're hoping for this result, but it wasn't what you thought it was. And I think that's a big thing. And it yeah, it can feel scary. And you're like, is this person selling snake oil too? Like, I just don't like no way. Like, but I really appreciate how you touched on that, Valerie. That seems to be a thing that comes up for some people, especially with marketing. And with marketing, you can definitely sling snake oil because you can say, I can promise this result. Guaranteed we'll send out 1,000 emails, and it's like, but you can send out 1,000 emails to anybody doesn't mean that you're actually getting, it's to leads. So
Yeah.
market, yeah, yeah, and I get it. And there's a lot of people who are publishers as well. There's a lot of publishing companies out there who um they yeah, they promise the world. They're like, we'll do all this stuff. We'll get you global distribution. You'll be in every single bookstore around the world. And of course, as every author, we imagine that result for us. And that's the thing is that there's no way I can guarantee the number of copies you'll sell. I cannot guarantee you'll be in every bookstore around the world. I cannot guarantee you'll be on Oprah's book club. But what I can do is get you to be positioned as for long-term success as possible.
Yeah.
And along the way, you will get Amazon bestseller. And luckily that's simple enough to reach. And we want you to get further than that. We want you to get books sold. Like number one Amazon bestseller is wonderful. but the real thing is impact. The real thing is,
Yeah.
are people flowing into your email list?
And yes, absolutely. And then, it's the first book in English. So then it will have a
Mm,
ripple effect on the second one, the third one, and so on. I'm just
totally.
starting, you know. So
Mm,
I do my best for
totally.
this first one and to build something that is sustainable for the next chapter or the next one or
Yes.
I mean the number one year, like the universal year, and I'm always linked to the collective. So it's my chance to start something new this year for the 9 cycle that is coming.
Mm,
So yeah,
okay.
let's do it, and let's do it
Sure.
the right way. Or
Love it. Love it.
and I have to add that you are not a coach. You are a consultant, you are a mentor, you do the job as well, and you deliver stuff on time. And yes, you are very supportive. It's more like a mentor or a friend you can call and who has your back. So yes, you are a coach, but not a coach who's just sitting and listen to me.
I know.
And
Oh my gosh, I'm
it's
so
not
over that.
that. It's not the work,
Over
the
that.
way you work. And
Yeah.
so it's very different than I said, okay, for this amount of money, I was disappointing because, okay, yes, they were sitting like that, listening to me. And then the results happen, but maybe 5 years later, when the, mon- the the coins finally uh, get down. So yeah,
It's great to hear. I really appreciate that, Valerie. That is so nice of you to say.
but
Yeah.
it's true. So yes,
Thank
what's the
you.
point of doing a live and not saying the truth? So
Oh, there you go. There you go. Woo! That's so true. Yeah, I've also been disappointed by there's so many coaches, and that was like the business model of, like, 2010 to 2020. Wow, it's like the promise of you can make infinite money on scale, and you just sit back and you just group coach everyone, um and there is some, I understand where they're coming from. Like, you can't just be in the weeds with every single person unless you're charging that much. But I value also the experience of working with someone as well. And going into that, I knew I wanted to build a business or a company or a service that I would have wanted to buy. Um, and I'm just glad to hear that feedback and that it's working, and that um, yeah, like, we haven't done the launch execution yet, but we've done this enough. I've done it enough that, yeah, I feel confident, and you should, yeah, I'm so glad that so far we have an awesome strategy for you. You've been pitching a podcast, Valerie. You've been doing the work. It's all going to culminate into something that you're going to your long-term success is available, and it's just going to compound with each book. So, yeah, we're really proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself.
I am, and Amy just was how you share a post today. She's in front of
Right? Yeah, Robert
yeah,
Kiyosaki, and
yes.
she's number
So
10 on Business and Money. That's a hugely competitive category. Insane.
yes, yes,
Insane.
it's amazing, almost unbelievable, but really, it's the results that she has
Yes.
done, and
Yes.
she worked her ass for that.
Yeah, she did.
And the book is really great. I haven't time to read the whole book now because I
Yeah,
cannot do everything, but it's really great and very supportive. And so it's very inspiring, to have of your clients who get those kind of results.
yeah.
So
It's
yeah.
inspiring for me too. I'm like, okay, great. Well, it's
Yeah.
working. Oh no.
We can. And
Yeah.
we need that kind of example, people that are
Hmm.
successful without
Yeah.
burning out, without losing their mind or their purpose or soul or whatever, We need that.
Totally. Absolutely. We really do. And yeah, with the new earth, like there's we you, Valerie, are the primo example of someone ex feeling and experiencing success, and it's just growing and compounding without having to lose yourself and your purpose. And I love that you are bringing this message to the world. And I'm so glad that I'm working on this project with you because I also so believe 100,000% in this message and this mission. And it just aligns with our mission. It's just so wonderful to see it happen and all come together. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
But yes, I've been an entrepreneur for the last 15 years. I've been very successful on my own terms, of course, with a great figures business. And yeah, then my father died 3 days after he retired. And it was the biggest year I have. The year he died, it was my biggest year. And then I realized I can't share it with him
Wow.
anymore. And I realized that I just wanted to prove that I can be a woman, an entrepreneur, having a big company, a child, being married, and blah, blah, blah. And
Mhm.
then he died, and I realized, okay,
Mm,
what's the point of doing that? Because he will never see the results of who I am. And why do I have to prove himself that? And then, okay, I'm not here for that. My son was 9 years old at that time. He was here, his head was here. And I lost those years, working my ass for this company and losing the most important time and years. So no, I don't want to work that like that. Life is not like that. And I don't talk about the two burnout that happened before. So no, life is not about that. Life is about living what you want, what is important for you, and what is important: love, family, friends,
mhm.
time, leisure, or time for doing what is important for you. What's the point, to come back home each evening and be so exhausted you cannot eat something nice or do something with your husband or your
Yeah.
friends or whoever? What's the
Mm.
point?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I love that you had that. I mean, yeah, like no one wants to have rock bottom moments, but like you were saying, duality, these rock bottom moments give us a perspective that change the course of our life and
Yeah.
ultimately
Yes.
change other people's lives too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope that we can, you know, I'm happy when my clients arrived here and they didn't face burnout. They are exhausted. They realize
Mhm.
they can't go on like that, but
Mhm.
they hadn't experienced burnout or what else. And I'm
Mhm.
so happy they awaken at that time.
Mhm. Right, yeah. I think your story, Valerie, like I sensed myself heading towards burnout myself and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
before I go over this ledge, I gotta stop. And even when we were talking over WhatsApp, Valerie, like, you felt supported by me. I felt supported by you. Like there were these Fridays where you were like, I'm gonna go get a massage or whatever. And I was like, yes, me too. I need to stop. I'm getting a massage too.
Yes, yes, because I can't work, it's, and in the youth chapter of the book, I give some prompts and yeah, I guide to identify our own rhythm of work because I can't work from 8 to 5 without a pause or something. I need to relax my brain. I need to
Mhm.
breathe. I need to go to the swimming pool or for a walk or to the gym or whatever. I can't. It's not possible. I can't work 8 days,
Yeah.
8 hours, and it's not
Yeah.
even when I was an employee, it was not possible for me.
It's hard. Yeah, it's I
So
know exactly what you
yeah,
mean.
so yes, I can work, you know. I'm good at 30 minutes doing deep work on something, then a break, and then realize, wow, I have over the first minute I have done all that and congrat
Mhm.
myself, and then
Mhm.
my dopamine raised, and
Right.
so then I am happy. So
Perfect.
I can
Yeah.
go on.
Right. Right. Yes. Um, yeah. So thank you, Valerie, for this amazing story. And we are nearing time, but for those of y'all who are watching now, watching later, especially entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small business owners, you don't have to work your ass off. I mean, you do have to put in the work, but where's that work coming from? And Valerie's book is all about creating a life and not just, creating living and not just working all the time, but enjoying your life, enjoying what you have and having your business support your life. And so Being is the New Doing is coming out at the end of March, and we are currently giving away free copies of her book before it goes live. So if you're an entrepreneur or business owner, this book was written just for you. Um, so we'll link to get a copy of that to get a copy of her book before it goes live in the show notes. And anything else to say, Valerie? Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thanks to you. And if you want the bonus, specify it in the comments on the web site and in the form on the website so that I can give you the link, because it's a special gift for you now,
Hmm.
because otherwise it's only available for the people that bought the book, that
Hmm.
will buy the book after the launch. So now, if you want it, just specify in the comment that you have listened to this live or replay, and I'll be super happy to send you the link to get your 10 minutes routine, and
Hmm.
only 10 minutes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more 2-hour morning routine, no more cold showers, no more meditate for 50 minutes, like none of that. Just 10
No,
minutes.
no,
Yep.
just 10 minutes, connect to your inner truth, and
Mm,
then go out for your day. Start your day.
beautiful.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thanks,
Thank you
Renee, a
so
lot.
much. All right, we'll talk soon. Thanks so much, Valerie.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.